So I'm having a chat with Kwun. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks
Good stuff.
so much. So, firstly, you have a single out that we've been playing called Ancient, Ageless, and True. Tell us a bit about the track.
It is a country song and it is a love song. It's recorded in 432 hertz, which is a tuning that resonates with how things occur naturally. And the lyrics were written a few years back when I was working with a shaman in Peru. And what else can I tell you about it? And it's inspired by the Eagles. I was on another interview yesterday. The interviewer said it's eagerly. So I'm gonna use that from now on and tell people it's eagerly.
Good. Yeah, and if people listen to it, I'm sure they'll know what you mean by that.
Right.
And the track is coming off an album of yours, which is due out at some point this year. What can people expect to hear when they get a chance to take a listen?
Well, it's going to be it's a very diverse range of influences there. So, I mean, we're moving from sort of country music to kind of Afrobeat inspired stuff to a bit of jazz, a bit of soul, a bit of funk. What else is on there? A bit of rock, bit of kind of singer-songwritery, more kind of traditional singer-songwritery stuff. So yeah, it's going to be a really exciting, eclectic mix of material which kind of somehow hangs together really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much of the record is done? Is it all done, or have you still got some more bits to do?
Yeah, it's been recorded for a while actually. I mean, I'm kind of mixing it. There's one track that I still need to, to do a few overdubs on, but everything else it's basically there. It's made, and it's just I just need to mix it actually. So that's something I'll be working on imminently.
Yeah. And so does that mean you might have started writing for future works?
I've actually got enough material for 3 albums. So I've not been writing anything just because I think I just need to get all this stuff out before I even start writing anymore. So I have got other material for future work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. And how did you reduce that quantity of tracks down to what you're releasing on this record?
Well, so everything on this record was actually recorded in 2020. So actually a little while ago now. And they're literally the first ones I recorded, and it just kind of belonged to that period of a few months that it was all written and recorded, and they all kind of fit together, I think, as one body of work, basically. So that was kind of how I kind of picked the tracks for this particular album. And then, so the next one is going to be, the next set of tracks that were recorded. And then the one after that is actually going to be more instrumental stuff. But, I mean, that's a bit further down the line,
Yeah, no, definitely. And how does it work for you in the sense of you've got a demo kind of there and written, but how does it go from that demo to a finished track? How does that work for you?
Well, actually, I record everything. I record all my parts myself, so I never make demos. It's basically I just build upon the initial recording, which I suppose we could call the demo. I just kind of build upon the initial recording that I make by working with other musicians, putting overdubs on it. But I like to kind of, in most cases, kind of capture the feeling and the essence of how the song came through originally. So, for example, if it's a vocal, I usually use like the first few takes of the vocals that I do. And I just build the track from the recordings that I make as a demo, I suppose, even though I just said I don't do demos, but yeah, there we go. Yeah.
And how does it start off? Is it when you go in to kind of start writing something, does a tune come first? Does a melody? Does the lyrics come first? How do things normally start off for you?
It really depends. So most of the time it's I would get a few words, get some of the words. The melody would come usually quite completely, sort of at the beginning, and then I'll sort of craft the words around the melody, around a theme and a focus. But then sometimes it might start off with a beat. I might start working with a beat, or I might just have a few chords and not a complete song at all. Although sometimes, like in the case of Ancient Ages and True, I wanted to make sure that everything was in place in terms of the writing, so that I had all the lyrics together and the structure of the song was together and the arrangement, everything was kind of in place before I even recorded a note. So it really depends. And then sometimes I just kind of start, playing around with ideas, and then the song comes out of it. So it's a different process for different songs.
Oh, excellent. Well, Kwun, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, it's been a pleasure talking to you too.